We're having a hearing right now, and it's about that the federal government is too woke.
Today, House Republicans held a hearing on wokeness in the federal government. And Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had an issue with that. So you're going to see, in case you're wondering what is wokeness and what is wokeness as it pertains to the government, you're going to see from AOC's breakdown here in terms of what Republicans brought to the table. And then after this clip, I'm going to get to some brand new data around the term woke, how people are feeling about it, what people think it means. So wait for that. But first, here is the clip. This is, for a variety of reasons, entertaining. And you could tell here that AOC is really not happy to be there.
I have no qualms with this committee working hard. I have no qualms with this committee doing everything that it can. But I think we need to have a conversation about priorities here. We're having a hearing right now, and it's about that the federal government is too woke. I mean, that's seriously what we're hearing. And then there's no definition of what woke is, but on paper, what's actually being criticized in this hearing is that the so-called woke policies are remote work for federal workers, especially those that live in rural areas, and those who have disabilities, paying interns so that critical opportunities don't just go to privileged kids whose parents can afford to pay for their rent while they go on a free internship. That is what is woke here. That is what the other side is calling woke here. Making sure that OPM can create opportunities and federal careers for partners of military service members. That's woke. This is the woke alleged takeover that we have. That we want wildland firefighters who are putting their lives at risk, increasingly so year after year, that we want to make sure that they stay on the job and have dignified conditions and not leave because they can earn more money as a greeter at Walmart. This is what this whole term woke means. Or diversity and inclusion so that the people who work in our federal workforce are actually in proportion to the people that live in this country.
All right. So before I get to some of this data here, this new data, which is very interesting, and my thoughts on this new GOP strategy, you can tell here AOC is not happy about having to be at this hearing for obvious reasons. This entire thing is ridiculous. The Republican Party right now, they are trying to use the term woke as a catch-all for any progress in society whatsoever, whether it's people getting food to eat, whether it's wages being raised, whether it's workers being able to form a union, organize, whether it's, of course, diversity in society in various ways. Like, it's just being used as a catch-all for anything, for any progress at all. And they're hoping, the right is hoping, that it's going to be enough to fool people to vote against their own interests. When, as you see, as AOC points out here, the umbrella they use includes issues that would help their own voters. But is it going to work? Is this strategy from the right of using the term woke as this scary catch-all, is this going to work? Well, in terms of most voters, it appears, at least based on this recent data from Ipsos and USA Today, that it is not going to work. So the Hill headline here, most in new poll view woke as a positive term. The breakdown, though, is very interesting. So I will link to all this below the video in case you want to go through all the data yourself. But here is their first bit of results. Thinking about what it means to be woke, which of the following comes closest to your view, even if neither is exactly right? So a majority of voters, 56%, say woke is to be informed, educated on, and aware of social injustices. Sounds pretty good to me. The other 39% say it's to be overly politically correct and police others' words, which, by the way, both results here can be correct depending on the context. So depending on when you're using the term woke, both of these can be correct. But what you don't see here are the various government programs that are being a part of this overly wokeness federal government in this hearing that Republicans are trying to use, again, to try and stop any progress at all on any issues, including economic issues. But they are betting on their voters not realizing that and using the term woke for them. They hope it's a way to not have to explain that what Republicans are fighting against is actually going to benefit their own voters. Because their voters here, view it as a negative term, just to be overly politically correct and police others' words. But also interesting here, it's very mixed results. If someone described you as woke, would you consider it to be an insult or a compliment? Now, this is a weird question because it would, for me, it would entirely depend on who is saying it. Like if it's someone that is saying it in a way that means, hey, you're so woke, as someone in my comments complimenting me because I'm informed and I'm informing them, then that would be a positive, it would be a compliment. But it could also be someone on the right saying, oh, you woke jackass, and then that would be an insult. So this is such a stupid but oddly interesting and I don't know, in some ways a weird term to use, because it can be both a positive and a negative, and context matters completely in how the word is used and in what way it's used. That is everything when it comes to how woke is utilized. But you see the split here. Most Republicans would see it as an insult, of course, but even Democrats, almost half of them see it as a compliment. The reality is a lot of people don't know. So that's why you're not seeing real strong majorities in either case. And in fact, if I scroll down here, they say Americans ages 65 plus, 38% are significantly more likely to say that they do not know what woke means. Which I guess maybe benefits the right in terms of their ability to try. Of course, it comes to their voters. We're talking people that are largely older, not all older, 65 plus, but a lot of them are. And they're betting on people simply not knowing what that means. So the ability for Republicans to then add some sort of definition, their own definition to what that means, and make it negative, and then use it as a scary way to scare people into voting for them because you don't want to be woke. But I also saw this just quickly. This was a reply from D. Lother here, a reply to this video, because this is, to me, this is basically what woke is. 10 symptoms of the woke mind virus, as some have referred to it as. You read books and don't burn them. You embrace science. You are willing to change your mind when new information becomes available. You understand that most issues aren't black and white. You believe in true equality for all people. You like to share. You embrace cooperation. You respect others' rights. You believe culture and the arts has value. You care for the planet and all of its life. To me, that's what woke is. If someone tries to use woke as an insult, just to go back to this, if someone tries to use it as an insult towards me, it doesn't bother me. But it's just funny that the idea that you want to see progress in society is somehow woke. Now, if it's told to me in the way where, I don't know, maybe in some scenario, I'm policing someone else's words and I'm called woke for doing that, they may be correct. Absolutely. There are people that, let's not deny the fact that there are definitely people out there who are overly politically correct. That exists, of course. But to have an entire hearing, to have a House hearing on wokeness in government is a little ridiculous, especially when, again, as AOC breaks down what it's about, it's clear it's just about Republicans and their attempt to try and stop any help to people at all, which includes economic help.